Apple, 74 million iPhone 6 units. What about margins? How much money are they making?
The margins were fantastic. These are the best margins Apple's recorded in since June of 2012. So a really powerful margin story. And principally it's about this. Now, maybe you can't tell because I've got my iPhone here, but this iPhone is the iPhone 6 Plus, which I had to wait for quite a while to get in the mail because they were selling them like crazy everywhere, particularly in China. This phone costs about 20% more than the iPhone 6. But, I'm sorry, they charge customers about 20% more. It only costs them a fraction more with a larger battery and larger screen, and not much else is different. As a result, the margin's a lot higher on that phone. When they sell a lot of these, the overall margins for the company go up. But the fact that they sold 75 million phones in one quarter is simply amazing. Here they took what was one of the biggest quarters in corporate history a year ago and did, only 46%, 45% better in terms of selling iPhones. There are a lot of numbers that came out from Apple, and almost every one of them is super impressive.
Okay, see, I'm going to do the geography thing with you, Cory, and say that if everybody in the UK...
Where is Carmen Sandiego?
Well, no, the other way around is to say that everybody in the UK and everybody in Belgium got a new iPhone. That's about 74, 75 million individuals. I want to ask you, though, about the other parts of Apple, because it's not just the hardware story, it's iTunes, it's software. How does that figure in?
Yeah. So a couple of interesting things for those of you modeling at home, or those of you alone. The business changed a little bit in the way that they describe it. They stopped giving us iPod numbers. A couple years ago, they stopped giving us software numbers. So really, they're actually breaking out fewer and fewer things with this quarter they've just reported here. And what we saw was a pickup, actually, for the fourth quarter in a row. Fourth quarter in a row, we saw a pickup in the revenues for the Macintosh, even as the average price of Macintosh has declined. So revenues for the Macintosh really maybe attaching to the iPhone. People like that Apple experience, and they're buying it in their personal computers, not just on their phones. But the iPad sales, actually a little bit disappointing now. We've had 5 consecutive quarters with the iPad selling less than it did in the same quarter a year previously. So the iPad's up against it. Now, I don't know if we can't entirely put that on the larger iPhone, because that trend was happening for many quarters before this current trend. But you do have a larger iPhone, and that's going to take some eyeballs away from the use of an iPad. I think also what we're finding is that the killer app for the iPad, maybe we don't have it yet. We'll see if the partnership with IBM will help sell more into the corporate environment. But the iPad sales not growing as fast as the iPhone. The iPhone is just fantastic.